Welcome to the bank statement. The only bank in the world open on Sundays.
7 days a week.
7 days a week,
Seven
actually,
days
since
a
this
week.
good old NBA done came through and slid. You know what I'm saying? How everybody doing today? Welcome to the stream. I'm just excited to be back. We got NBA, we got NFL, and is that just mean we get more money? You know what I'm saying? Got the boy JR in the building with me, of
What's
course.
up?
What's going
Let's
on,
get
man?
it. Chilling.
Yeah, good old Sunday. Good old Sunday. How everybody feeling out there? Shout out to everybody tapped in. We about to go ahead and get into some plays for y'all today. Man, I ain't gonna hold you, man. Basketball being back, this is my favorite time of the year. It's like Christmas came early, you know what I'm saying? Get to see my good old Pistons, get to try to, they in the getting out of the rebuild, trying to be good again, finally after a long time coming, that type of thing, you know. And your boys, they trying to do their thing. I mean,
Hey,
look,
we
you
had
was
we pitched
you
a
was
shutout
talking
last
crazy.
week.
Yeah,
We pitched a shutout.
you was talking crazy at the beginning of the season, but that boy Jalen Brunson looking good for them boys right now, man.
Oh, you talking about them boys?
Yeah,
I
them
thought you talking
boys.
about my Patriots. Shout
Nah,
out to the Patriots. Pitched that shutout last week. Yeah, we ain't looking so bad. I'm definitely with it. I'm always gonna talk crazy, but I'm always gonna show support because I'm a Knickerbocker till I die. But it's been tough. But Jalen Brunson has been looking all right. Still ain't been looking like $100 million to me. So tell me what you know.
it's time. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's still early, but it's gonna be a lot of time, man. Like I say, if you get vintage Julius Randle, let's be for real, man. Vintage Julius Randle is a problem.
Yeah. I just still don't think it's enough. I think Jalen Brunson is undersized point guard. Um, that can take you some places in the regular season. Come playoffs, man, when you got real point guards and solid muscular point guards that can back you down in the paint, Jalen Brunson is a liability. I'm not with him. I like R.J. Barrett. Always liked R.J. Barrett. Seems like he don't know when to step up, but he gonna get it together, I assume. So hopefully,
Yeah, I like RJ. Always have. So I like RJ since Duke. Him and Zion was putting on the clinic, man. They was something special to watch. I ain't gonna hold you, man. That was some good times.
yeah, yeah.
But let's get into some NFL. We gonna fire it off with some NFL first, of course. Man, I got some sweet spots, of course. I mean, I wasn't this slate wasn't the best. You know what I mean? Personally, it's not really like real sweet spots that I liked about this slate personally. But being the value bargain hunter that I am, I found a couple of sweet spots that I like. You know what I mean? So we can go ahead and get into this first play. And this first play, I'm liking Michael Gallup for receiving yards. I played Michael Gallup for receiving yards all the way up to 100 from 70. So we got 70 at plus 220, got 80 at plus 320.
It's down to 300 now, by the way. So
Okay,
you
yeah,
gonna
they
get it,
hit
get
that.
it.
Shout out to the group.
Yeah,
Got 90 at plus 490. Got 100 yards at plus 100. Or no, plus 700. My bad. So,
plus 610.
yeah,
That definitely got
they hit
hit.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the group. We getting paid today. Michael Gallup time. Listen, I know them my boys. I rock with the Lions. You know what I'm saying? But it's only one Jeff Okuda on the Lions, unfortunately. And this Jeff Okuda is gonna be happen to be dealing with a guy called CeeDee Lamb today. So if you were to be thinking about taking CeeDee Lamb unders, wouldn't be mad at you. You know what I mean? Like people kind of slept on Okuda after he couldn't lock up DK Metcalf after locking up three top tier receivers in the first 3 weeks. But
You had to throw all that extra in
yeah,
there.
let's just be real. Like DK Metcalf is a freak of nature. There's not
Yeah.
too many corners that can check DK
He,
Metcalf on a
it,
good day. He
the combination of speed and height.
Yeah.
And the ability to jump out of the ceiling is tough. That's a tough one, man. And like you said, after guarding three top tier receivers for 3 straight weeks, man, get that man a break.
Yeah.
Get that man a break.
And so you got to get back on CeeDee Lamb. They should be evenly matched, man. I mean, CeeDee Lamb could get maybe 2 to 4 receptions, something like that. But I feel like Jeff Okudah is gonna have a nice little bounce back. Meanwhile, the other guy is gonna have a nightmare dealing with Michael Gallup. Which, by the way, Dak Prescott makes his return this Sunday. I mean, that's Michael Gallup's guy. You know what I mean? He's gonna get the ball to Michael Gallup.
Yeah, you hear me over here. You hear me over here. So
I'm trying to keep it straight.
How many more playoff wins does Dak have than Tony Romo?
But Dak led the league in passing yards.
Tony Romo, I mean, maybe not led the league, was top 5 in the league in passing yards.
I just need 100
for a whole slew of years. I said it, a whole slew of years. Man, listen.
Look,
Tony Romo 2.0.
Out of the 5K yards that Dak Prescott can throw when healthy, I need at least 100 of those tonight or today.
You're going to need more than 100 if you want 100 of them to be the Michael Gallup.
Listen, did I not mention that he had 146 yards against the Lions last time around?
That's big news. Yeah. I can't even kill you on that narrative at all.
Okay.
I got nothing to say on that one.
The thing, and this is like Rashad Penny, the people with my boys, lightning tends to strike twice in one spot as far as like stats. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And you've been proven you've hit on a couple of those, and you've proven that. So yeah, I'm with it.
I like some Michael Gallup today, man. He got me right about a couple weeks back with a touchdown and stuff like that, fresh off the injury, man. Michael Gallup's pretty good, man. I'm not gonna say he's top tier, but when Michael Gallup's jersey is called, he does what he has to do. That's all you can really respect out of a receiver at the end of the day that has to play in Dallas. Next,
I see you trying to slide out of there real quick. Yeah, get on out of here.
No, next, this is the one that's kind of my favorite. I feel like we honestly, without it being National Ja'Marr Chase Day last week against, I feel like we would have saw, didn't he? Didn't he? He went off. Joe Burrow ran one in. You know what I mean? Don't you just love when they do exactly what you say they're gonna do?
Listen, and it's unexpected. Definitely the Joe Burrow. I took that one, and it was beautiful to watch it hit. But Ja'Marr Chase, I did take him for 1. I didn't feel confident about the 2, and now I'm slapping myself for it because that was a beautiful line. I should have took that one, but it was definitely Ja'Marr Chase Day. But with that being said, go ahead.
Listen, with that being said, I got a guy I've been keeping my eye on, and I'm telling you, with the exception of last week, this guy would have gotten more involved in the offense. Zach Taylor has openly came out and said he wants to get this guy more involved in the offense. What would you have it? The boy, Tyler Boyd. I got Tyler Boyd for receiving yards today, ladies and gentlemen. Tyler Boyd, let's be real. Before the addition of T. Higgins, I mean, Tyler Boyd was pretty much that guy. You know what I mean? Like, you got you had Tyler Boyd was there first, actually. If not, I think about it, he was
Tyler Boyd was there
Ja'Marr
first,
Chase.
yes.
Tyler Boyd was the guy. You know what I mean? Of course, he's overshadowed by some tougher talent in his depth chart, rightfully so. But to act like Tyler Boyd is not a good wide receiver 3 at all, like he's just trash because he's wide receiver 3, not going for that.
Yeah, you got to take a whole look at that receiving core before you try to call that man trash.
I want to say T. Higgins, in my opinion, and like I always have said, and anybody can debate me, but go look at it. T. Higgins and Ja'Marr Chase, they're even. And I always going to say that. Ja'Marr Chase is the bigger name. It's a bigger storyline with him and Joe Burrow. But as far as talent goes, T. Higgins can make just the amount of contested catches and nice, you know what I mean, just as much as Ja'Marr Chase can.
I think, long story short, Tyler Boyd, T. Hick, all those dudes are wide receiver ones on a lot of teams.
Yes.
They're just 2 and 3s because of where they are, but they're wide receiver ones in most teams in the NFL. So don't get that twisted at all.
Oh, so we got Tyler Boyd, 60 plus yards, 235, 70 plus 360, 80 plus 550, 90 plus 750. Come on, man. You giving me 750 for just 90? You know what I'm saying? You got guys that got to get 100 and 110, 125 yards to get up to numbers like that. You know what I mean? And did I mention they're playing the Falcons? Dude, it's possible every receiver could get 100 yards a game.
I'm definitely with that. And with that being said, on the flip side of that, with that trash defense over there in Cincinnati, be careful what could happen on the other side. Marcus Mariota has been looking a lot better these past couple of weeks. I'm not going to say he's been looking good because he might hear that and it might throw him off a little bit. You know, he might be the next butt fumble, but he has been looking good. And this is a chance for him to get him definitely a 2 to 3 week streak on looking very good. And that the young cat, I know I called him out a couple of weeks ago. I called him a little bit too early. The very next week he kind of took off. Zacchaeus, how you say his first name?
Zacchaeus.
No, his first name.
Almades.
Yeah. Zacchaeus, wide receiver 2, I think, out there and with the Falcons. Look for him. He looks very good. He came out. I called him a little bit early, but I think he's good. And against that trash-ass defense with the Bengals, excuse my French, I just threw that out there. Be looking for that too.
For sure. I'm definitely. I mean, and you right, man. That game could be one of the sneakiest shootouts on this card.
I'm telling you.
On this slate.
That's how I feel about it, truly.
Because I don't think there's no way that Joey B doesn't throw for like 300 yards or something like that today, man. It's just no way. If he doesn't,
let me tell you how there is a way. There is a way because what do we know about that offensive line with the Bengals?
They stink.
Oh man, Joey B is.
They stink.
He's in a race for his life every single game. Luckily, he's got very good instinct from a quarterback, but it could go a flip side too. You be careful, man. Like this could be one of those sneaky upset games. Be careful.
Interesting. So the thing is, like, one, I was just looking at Joey B yards and his plus 350s at plus 430, man. That's not even worth taking. Yes,
no.
That's a lot of work for only a plus 430, man.
Yeah.
Like, and one thing that happens in sports, no matter what the sport may be, it's going to be a blowout. It could possibly be a blowout, you know what I'm saying, as well. You got to keep a blowout potential in mind. Because if they're blowing them out, then, you know, that means Joey B could just finish with like 250 yards and a whole bunch of short-range touchdowns. You see what Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce did. 4 touchdowns or not even 30 yards.
And
That's one of the craziest stats ever. Shout out DJ Kobe in the chat, man. Yeah, so we're going to take y'all to church, damn it. Next, what we got on the chart here? Man, I'm sorry, Mars. Shout out to that boy Mars mapping LTD. Mapping the world one photo at a time. We have to go back, and it disgusts me to say, and I'm sorry to whoever's watching, that I am actually making you bet on 2 Cowboys players today. I am the most disgusted man on the planet. I'm so sorry. I understand that you understand I'm not perfect. I never asked to and claim perfection one time. But at the end of the day, I am non-biased when it comes to my sweet spots. So therefore, we have Tony Pollard, 1 and 2 touchdowns. Anytime touchdown, 2 touchdowns. Oh, Moan, I am so sorry, bro. It is.
And 2?
Yeah, 1 and 2. It disgusts me. It's absolutely sickening. Just absurd. I have I'm not gonna look. I have no words. I cannot believe when I went to giving my sermon this morning, the sermon laid for me 2 Cowboys props. Two.
Two.
Like, normally I'd say bleh and spit it out anyway because how dare me go and make you guys go bet 2 Cowboys. I wouldn't normally do that to myself.
I agree.
But when you got guys and Detroit keeps giving up 2 to 3 running touchdowns a game to both backs, even quarterbacks sometimes. I mean,
You made a great case for me when you said it. Let Zeke do the dirty work. Tony Pollard come in there and scoundrel up some touchdowns. I'm I'm with it. Shout out to the boys.
Tony Pollard gone. Just
He gonna do what?
He gone. Michael Phelps, breaststroke up the middle from 1 maybe 2. Shout out Mon Dub in the chat. What's good? Tank in the chat too. What's good, fellas?
Good?
Yes, I'm sorry. I don't have too many positive things to say, but the sweet spots I do like about. I mean, there are some Cowboys players I like, but them being Cowboys, yeah, yes, Tony Pollard may do more than Zeke. But yeah, because they split the carries now. Zeke is not Zeke
He's
anymore.
not Zeke.
I love Zeke, and I mean, I can't even say I love him because from being an Ohio State Buckeye to going and being a Cowboy, there is not that much love in the world. Like, I will get disowned out of my parents' house if I went to being a Buckeye to a Dallas Cowboy all in the same breath. Like, are you serious? You go in two hated jerseys in Michigan? Like, come on, man. But Zeke, I could like Zeke to do dirty work today. And I like Tony Pollard to go on and sneak his little tiny little gone ass up in that end zone right quick for 2 touchdowns. And we got those plus 190 for 1, plus 1,400 for 2. Not so much. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't call this a bomb per se. This is more of an educated guess. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't like my Taylor Heineke bomb that I might get into and build out for y'all live. Because, let's get it real. Taylor Heineke is back. I love Taylor Heineke. Heineke.
It was only a matter of time.
Heineke.
I told y'all before that Carson Wentz was on my no bet slip. It was only a matter of time. Trash bag, hefty bag, however you want to put it. Glad to see Heineke back. Listen, what killed me about that is how is he not your starter? Did you see what he did that game in the playoffs against the GOAT, Tom Brady? They almost won that game. I mean, don't get me wrong, the defense had a lot to do with it, but Heineke showed out with his boys got wheels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The boys got wheels.
Yeah.
I think they don't even have any of his rushing props up here, which I think is a sin because the boys got wheels. But Taylor Heineke is back. That's for my brother. He loves that. You know, he's I almost said it. He's a Commanders fan.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah.
Heineke is back, and I didn't put this on the stream or whatnot, but this is, go ahead and, I don't know what it is now because I hit the line earlier, but go play Heineke for 1 or 2 touchdowns. Like I said, I did not put that on the, you know what I'm saying, that is a touchdown bomb for your ass today, though. Heineke to run 2 in, do it. Go ahead and do
Heineke
it.
to run 2 in.
You know what?
While we on that game, stay on that
Let's
game.
go look what it looked like. Well, let me go look, child. Grandma said go look. So let me see what we got. Okay. And with Taylor Heineke back, I feel like he's running back too.
truly, easily.
Like, let's just be real. Taylor Heineke is running back 2 right now. We got Brian Robinson on the number 1, which we'll get into some Brian Robinson here too. Look, Taylor Heineke plus 500 for anytime touchdown. Like I said, Green Bay has been giving up a lot of touchdowns on the ground. You know, I love Green Bay, but it is what it is with the data.
And that went up because I got him at plus 490. So
what we got 2 at here? 2 at 4,800. Okay, so that's been going back up. Like I say, the VIP group, they wouldn't hit that or whatever. I caught it at 5,500 originally. It's just looking like one of those things. He's back. Taylor Heineke's home. They're the underdogs at home. You know what I mean? Washington loves Taylor Heineke. I just feel like there's not a. If you go look at the data, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna support Taylor Heineke running 2 touchdowns in. I'm just gonna be full transparent for you guys. But I'm a vibes and opportunity type guy too, man. And some things like this you can't really, you know, you don't want to. These things just happen sometimes, regardless of what the data says. You know what I'm saying? If we go back to the whole Jeff Okuda, DK Metcalf thing, yeah, he shut down 3 top tiers, and
What'd you
but
say he was for two?
48 for two.
On DraftKings, we got him for two
What do we
for
at?
55.
Oh, okay, nice. So 55 on DraftKings for Taylor Heineke, and that's what I originally caught it at on FanDuel. But you know them boys, when they see value, they hammer.
Oh yeah.
You know. So let me go back to. Let me see what we got. The Lions' defense is trash, but we have a problem with speed. That's something you just can't coach up. Yes, absolutely, I agree 100%, bro. That is a very fair take. Commanders are the foundation of the division. They always hold up the bottom. Yeah, I could say so. But I mean, the Eagles, yo boys, are the guys right now in the NFC. The NFC, we used to call them the NFC least, but a few of those teams have the best record in the league right now,
I'm
honestly,
still
man.
calling
And
them the least. I gotta see it. You gotta show
yeah,
me.
I mean, look,
Because what we have known about Dallas, Dallas is trash. We've known them to play good. They can play great in the regular season, terrible in the playoffs. Who else you got in that division? The Eagles.
the Eagles 5-0,
The Eagles
six
5
and
and
zero,
0.
6-0,
The
6-0.
Eagles do better when they're 8-8 at the end of the season. Am I lying? They
I
do for some reason when they do that well. I'm not saying that's this season because they look absolutely disgusting so far this season, but man,
discuss it in a good way.
in a great way, in an absolutely great way. So you never know. I'm still gonna call. You got to show me. At the end of the day, I love the regular season, but the playoffs is what shows me. So I'm gonna need it there and only there.
Now let's stay in the NFC though. Let's stay in the NFC East. This guy, this your play, this your guy. We looking at some Brian Robinson today for some rushing yards. Give me a little bit about that.
Um, I Brian Robinson, number one, his snaps go up every single week.
Every single
Right?
week.
He went from 12. I mean, he went from 7 to 12 to 17. I expect him to get at least 20 this week. With Taylor Heineke coming back, I think it takes a little bit of the attention off of that running game as well. So it's dangerous. And what we know about Taylor Heineke is if you start setting too much pressure and getting to those running backs and to him, he gonna bomb you one down the field. And
Mm-hmm.
Terry McLaurin is faster than almost anybody on the field today. So
Mm-hmm.
I got Brian Robinson. I got him all the way up the ladder. His plus lines started at 60, but I still took the 50 for a quick double up. I got him for 50 at minus 102, 60 at 164, 70 at 265, 80 at 400, 90 at plus 630.
Mm, mm,
All the way up the ladder, I'm taking him.
mm.
I didn't take the 100. I'm assuming that hopefully that game turns out different than we think it is. And I think that he won't get many carries after 90 yards and at least one touchdown.
So are you on the record saying that the Commanders pull up an upset today against the Green Bay Packers?
On the record.
Oh,
On the record. Against your Green Bay Packers.
mm-hmm.
On the record.
We'll be back. We'll be back Monday, and we're
Let's-
gonna be right
let's-
back tomorrow.
Let's talk. You want to talk about why I say that?
Let's go.
Front line.
Mm.
The front seven for the Commanders.
Mm.
That offensive line does not look good in Green Bay. The front seven on Washington Commanders side look great. I think they get just enough pressure on Aaron Rodgers. I even got them for one interception at least this game.
Ooh.
I'm in there. I think that the morale is down in Green Bay, where usually you would expect this team that lost 2 in a row, they're going to come back strong. I think maybe they just come back. I think maybe they. I think maybe they just come back. They looked terrible last week. Undeniable.
I think maybe I fire you up on the set talking about talking about my squad like that. You feel me?
I'm just saying though.
I think I might just have to, you know what I'm saying? You know, like you my dog, but you know the best brothers fight in the back.
You done gave me enough about the Knicks. You gonna take this one. You gonna take this one. But yeah, I got Brian Robinson all the way up the ladder. I think even if they don't win, it's not because of Brian Robinson. So I'm still taking him all the way up that ladder.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it has come to a nice point where I want to build out something on the stream. I call this the first 5, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody that's tapped in on the stream, my VIP people know, the first 5 is something that I do every week, once a week, you know, for my parlay heads out there. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big straight bet guy, but here and there I still love my parlays. So therefore, I am about to build something out for y'all. What I do with the first 5 is I take the first 5 props from the 1 o'clock games that I like, and we run with those. The idea is, the whole objective really is to see if we can get us some nice little bread before the nightfall out of those 5 games. So we will go and run the first 5 for you guys today. Let me go ahead and let me go to that right quick, man, because it's heat. Let's go. All right. Big Taylor, my guy. So first game we go back to the Lions game. Where's Tony at?
Betting on them Cowboys again.
Betting on the Cowboys.
Hush. Any money on Green Bay?
No, not this week.
You ain't put nothing on Green Bay.
Not this week. I had a feeling some fluke stuff is gonna happen this week. I got a fade this week. I got a fade when you in this game.
Hold
you
on,
gotta go with your gut.
Some fluke stuff is.
Stop. Okay, listen. Leave me alone. On the air. Tony Pollard 60 rushing yards against the Lions today. This is pretty juicy, but the Lions are still giving up about 200 plus on the ground a week. You know, so we're going to go ahead and run that. Line number 2, we're going here. I'm going to always put Saquon Barkley for a touchdown.
Always.
This is my guy. I mean, especially against Jacksonville, whose defense is very poo-poo compared to the rest of them that we talked about on this stream here. Saquon Barkley for a touchdown here. Next, in honor of National Tight End Day. Yes, it is National Tight End Day, so why don't y'all go ahead and round robin y'all some tight end scores. Next, we have my guy, who I feel like I was a week early on, so something might tell me to run this guy back for 1 and 2. But my guy, David Njoku, I'm playing him for a touchdown on this parlay today. Man, people are still asleep on Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett has been balling. I mean, he's not been, he's some of the best mids out right now. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't have nothing to smoke and you needed some mids and you told me you had some Jacoby Brissett pack right now.
It's like,
I
take that. That's it? That's all you got?
It ain't no Reggie's, you know what I'm saying? So, it's good. I smoke that. You feel me?
Oh, man.
So, okay. And, come on.
Of course, they got the Caleb Huntley.
We are going to go here. Atlanta and the Bengals. I'm going to go back to my main man, Tyler Boyd. We're going to put Tyler Boyd for 50 yards. I mean, come on. That's probably, like, the easiest thing on this thing right here is that right there. And who we got for the last 5? Now, when I originally played this line the parlay was crazy. But, them bank statement boys, they be wildin'. So last one, I am playing just Brian Robinson on over. What? I caught it at 52. It's 47. His rushing is over 47.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So here's the thing. If you go and instead of doing the over, do the 50 yards on that and make that parlay even more juicy because it's 50 yards is minus 102.
But I mean, look at this, man. So 5 legs plus 14, look, just to give you an idea of what could happen if the first 5 hits. Even if you're a $5 better, I mean, come on, $700.
I'll take $700.
$5. Go and put that in. But $10, yeah, now we talking. But I got some $50 betters in the chat, man. I ain't saying bet $50, but I do got $50 betters in the chat. And I dang near hit the first 5 2 weeks in a row. Literally was, what was that, 21 Darius Slayton yards? 19, my bad. 19 Darius Slayton yards from hitting another first 5 2 weeks in a row. Oh, my God.
I got burned on Nick Chubb, 4 yards.
It's stressful, bro. It's stressful. Who all on here? I gotta check and see. RD's not notification. Okay. I'll be going through the chat and all that. But yeah, that's the parlay right there. That's the first 5. It's kind of juicy. Usually I try to keep this real modest, anywhere between 4,000 to 6,000 on the odds. You know what I mean, for parlays. But I mean, even with these odds, when you look at the matchups and stuff, it's not too crazy. It's not too crazy. You know what I mean? It's really not. So, yeah, they're always risky. So, I always say sprinkle on parlays. I never tell you guys to really throw the house on a parlay. Parlays are fun, but at the end of the day, the sports books make all their money on parlays and whatnot. So, that's why I'm more of a straight betting guy. But I do like parlays. I have no knock against parlays. There are some guys that are really, really good with making parlays. You know what I'm saying? That hit very commonly. So, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? Me, however, I take the straight bet because to me, be different. There's really no difference between a straight bet and a parlay. You can lose them both by 1 leg, ladies and gentlemen. Amen. So, that's that. Okay. Done with football. Yes. What? It's Sunday and I'm done. You know why? Oh, if I could just say more cuss words on the stream, I would, because I just got that excited. But I'm not. I mean, I can, but I'm not, because this is our show. We can do what we want. That power is not abusing it. You know what I'm saying? But this is what's going to happen. Now it's time to get to some NBA. Yes, Lord, the NBA is back. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Like I said, shout out to Jaden Ivey. The rookie got a double-double. The rookie. At home. He's actually from what's that, Indiana.
So you played that on some narrative stuff?
I played that on some narrative stuff. I love narratives. I told people that it was a people that was like, oh, you could build it out manually, put assists. I told people he gonna rebound today, and sure enough, his double-double, he got rebounds,
look at that,
and points. But yes, so let's get into some NBA before I go ahead and jump up off this thing, man. We got my boy. This is a crazy one. I was looking at his game log now. Full disclaimer with NBA. It's only like the 5th game. So there's not really too much data and trends to follow just yet. I mean, there's some slight patterns you can catch if you know what to look for. But nothing, I mean, we've been betting kind of light to start off the season. I mean, well, we got a little heavy. I got a little carried away. But you got guys like Kelly Olynyk and Jaden Ivey that help you make it back. You know what I mean? So it be like that sometimes. You know what I mean? The iron be hot, I strike. But listen, check this out. I got Kyle Kuzma for 3s against the Cavaliers today. Yes.
I ain't mad about it.
Yeah. Now, Kuz, he had about 8 threes last outing against them. His game log against the Cavs, pretty impressive. Bradley Beal has been turning into more of a traditional type guard these days, so he's less shooter, more passer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Kyle Kuzma has really trying to been stepping his game up on the scoring end. Kyle Kuzma, Flint, Michigan, born and raised. Kyle Kuzma is from Michigan, and if you know anything about Michigan people, we cannot stand Ohio. So with that being said, Kyle Kuzma for threes tonight. I love it. Just because F Ohio. And that's that. No, but no, really, there's data that supports Kyle Kuzma getting threes. He's been shooting it pretty good, even just to start off this season too. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna get too into data and statistics or whatnot, because it's still early. You know what I mean? Like, all averages and percentages, all that stuff is really subject to change. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into that about a couple weeks from now. You know what I'm saying? So, I like Kyle Kuzma for threes tonight, Jay.
I'm not mad at it. I got C.J. McCollum for threes tonight.
The vet.
C.J. McCollum. I think that Zion just takes too much defense off of that team that ain't got no solid middle piece with the Utah Jazz. And then I'm still taking Zion for 10 rebounds. And I'm going to throw it in a parlay. I got Zion for 10 rebounds and CJ for 4 assists. Plus 4 threes. Plus 1139.
That's not bad.
Listen.
I honestly feel in my heart Zion might get 40 tonight. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna stop him over there?
That's what I'm saying.
Who's gonna stop him?
And if they do pack it enough to stop him, he gonna kick it out to C.J. McCollum. And he gonna wet him up. Sound like you biting an apple out there.
Yeah, and and like you said, that's a lot of draw. Zion's gonna draw a lot of weight. He's gonna demand a lot of attention tonight. So when you got such a factor like that, I mean, how can you not run C.J. McCollum on a night like that, man? I might have to actually join in on that. What is his threes, C.J. McCollum?
His 4 threes?
What was it?
It was plus 300 by itself.
Plus 112 for 3.
Was it plus 112? Yeah, plus 112 for 3.
Okay. Yeah.
And then plus 300 for 4.
Oh, we hit this line. They hitting this 5+5. That boy moving. Let me go on the screen right quick. Actually, matter of fact, let's get back to the screen. Let's see. Oh, NBA. I'm so used to being in the NFL on the Sunday tip, man. So we going, because C.J. McCollum is a good bet today. I mean, Mike, who's gonna guard him? Mike Conley?
Who? He used to.
Mike Conley ain't him no more, man.
Yeah.
As far as like guarding people, I mean, he got put on skates the other night. By who put the man? But
who did it, man?
Like why you cross that old dude like that, man? You know Mike Conley ain't Mike Conley no more. That wasn't even right. Okay, CJ 5 threes plus 750. Okay, that's about right. You know what I mean? Especially with this matchup tonight. Yeah. So what we got? What was the one you built out? CJ 4 threes.
CJ for 4 threes.
And then we got Zion 10 rebounds.
Zion 10 plus rebounds.
What you doing?
Because again, who stops Zion from getting rebounds down there? You don't just got to be taller than him. You got to be stronger than him. You got to be around.
Yeah,
you got to be able to get around all that body, man. I just don't see it happening. Not tonight.
That's the key. You got to be stronger than him, because even if you're bigger than him, there's a lot of you've seen Zion rip the ball out of people's hands. You know what I mean? Type time, man. Like, you got to be a different type of breed to really deal with such a guy like Zion, man. Like,
he's definitely a different breed. I'm happy to see him back, but I need to see him for 70 at least.
Yeah. And so far, so good. So far, so good. You know what I mean? He's moving around pretty good. One more little NBA stuff here. Not only is this a sweet spot as far as data, ladies and gentlemen, we have revenge.
I knew you were going there with this one.
Yeah, if this isn't revenge, nothing is. This is Josh Hart going against the Lakers. I got Josh Hart going all the way up for points, up to 25. Listen, Josh Hart, this is the scenario. The Lakers definitely chose Kyle Kuzma over him and Brandon Ingram. It was no brainer. When they said that people had to go, the organization chose Kyle Kuzma. Josh Hart was shipped out of there. This is more revenge. This is revenge as we know it. Yes.
Should he not have been?
Nah, Josh Hart was actually not bad. And I mean, you shipped Kuzma out a couple years later. So did you really?
Kuzma wasn't.
Did you really make off? You know what I mean? Kuzma did play.
What Josh Hart been doing since then?
I mean, it's game 5. But no. The Portland went through some big problems last year. They had no Dame. Anthony Simmons got hurt towards the end of the year. That's pretty much the main volume of scoring right there. I'm talking about Josh Hart was putting up.
And then you lost C.J. McCollum?
Yeah, you lost C.J. McCollum. So all they had was Josh Hart. And when Josh Hart basically had the green light, the man was a double-double machine, actually. It was kind of crazy. I'd never seen Josh Hart play like that before.
I like him on the narrative.
Yeah.
So I really ain't got nothing else bad to say. He is 25 plus points is plus 1260. So that's
yeah. And a night like this,
big.
That looks great. You know what I mean? That looks great. And like I say, I got Josh Hart. I'm not saying Josh Hart is, but on a night like this, you gotta run with Josh Hart, man. Like, and I mean the Lakers. It's a little. They starting off a little shaky. You know what I'm saying?
0-2.
0-2. Losing the home opener and stuff. Like, that's losing on the road to the Warriors was one thing. At their ring ceremony, they kind of. I guess the Warriors take their ring ceremonies very seriously.
Yeah, okay.
But another thing is losing your first game at home. That's different against the Clippers, they're pretty much bringing back hurt people as well. It's the same disadvantages if you want to play the injury card. Kawhi just coming back from an ACL. But John Wall just coming back. He hadn't played basketball in like 2-3 years.
If I'm not mistaken, the stat on that game was 1 for 27 between Patrick Beverly, Russell Westbrook,
and Kendrick
Nunn.
Yeah.
1 for 27. That's how you listen. We talking about the NBA. Whoever you play against, you're losing that game if you go 1 for 27.
Blatant. To be bold as possible, you will never win a game with those numbers. Never. Because LeBron and AD can only do so much. There's 3 to 13 more people. Let's not ask AD to do too much because
I think he might have just got injured from us saying that. Boy, stop. Listen.
But yeah, go ahead and get your bets in, man. What we at? 12:45. Oh yeah, we got yeah. Well, we got a nice little window for y'all to go get stuff in, man.
Well, since we got that window, I'm gonna talk about something else I got here real quick.
Okay.
I think today that Austin Eckler, yes, I'm going back to the NFL because I believe you didn't talk about this and you should have.
I'm so sorry.
Austin Eckler line, I don't know what DraftKings was thinking about, but against the Seattle Seahawks, his plus money starts at 60 yards. So, I took him all the way up to 100. Okay. Right? His 100 yards is plus 650 I got him at.
Against Seattle?
Against Seattle, his plus 93.7, plus 80, 260, plus 70, 168, plus 60, 104. Against Seattle.
Let's build that out.
Look at that. 110 plus 790, you got that?
110, we got that at plus 750.
For Austin Eckler against one of the worst rush defenses in the league. What happened? I know what's happening right now.
We know what happened. This is what Seattle is having the best rebuild you could possibly have. Like that. Like, it's hard to... Are they in a rebuild at this point? Like, Geno Smith has the best passer rated in the NFL right now.
Yo, so I think it was supposed to be a rebuild.
But...
And Geno was like, I can use this as a chance to get paid.
Yeah.
Because after this season, if he runs this whole season like this, whether they keep him or they get rid of him, somebody's got to pay Geno now. And it is what it is. He proved it. What was the main reason Russ left? That O-line. I'm tired of getting sacked every season.
Not Mr. Unlimited.
Look. Well, Geno looking good out there.
Yeah.
He ain't had one complaint about that O-line.
Yeah.
And then what Russ doing?
He's hurt.
Speaking of Russ being hurt, who's playing tonight? Who's starting today for Russ?
Was Brian Rippin?
I got the New York Jets defense for 2 touchdowns.
Good Lord.
For 2 touchdowns.
No way.
Plus 9,500.
No way. Let's go look at that.
For 2 touchdowns.
That's crazy. And I mean, that's very doable in these circumstances with that line now.
Come on, man.
With that line, people are really sleep. The Jets actually are looking pretty decent this year, man.
As long as you don't say nothing about Zach Wilson, we're not going to talk about Zach Wilson.
New York Jets defense, 2 touchdowns. Let's just.
Is it still 9,500?
Yes, it is.
Look at that.
Look at that. $10 will get you down there stack.
Ugh.
You gotta rock with that.
Against a second string quarterback.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, I would have definitely kept Drew Lock over Ripon for sure. You know what I mean?
Well, I hope he ripe tonight.
He is gonna be ripe. He's gonna be right wet behind the ears. I don't think he's ready for this Jets defense one bit.
I got a little small one. Also, one last thing I want to talk about before I get off here. Can you build this one on there for me real quick?
Can.
I got Isaiah Pacheco over on 35 yards.
Okay, we on the Chiefs.
On the Chiefs game. By the way, Clyde ain't playing, right? Pacheco is going to start. I got him on that
That's
over
very
under.
surprising. Very surprising because that just happened this morning.
So I got him that. You got that on there? Or are you still on there?
Over. Russian.
Yep.
Yeah, I got you. Blau.
And then I got Brandon Ayuk, been balling, 57 yards over.
Yeah, I love Ayuk, man. Went down to 56.
Went down to 56.
So you'd actually get a yard.
And then Travis Kelce.
Score
that touchdown.
National Tight End Day. Travis Kelce will get in the end zone. Yes, indeed. Plus 544.
And I got it at plus 534, so you're doing better than me. But that's a little easy one. Man, I feel like all that's very doable. I believe that Travis Kelce gets in the end zone. That 49ers defense is very solid. I believe that Travis Kelce being that big body and being long like that, he still gets in the end zone. Brandon Ayuk is going to do what he's been doing. I believe that Pacheco is easy to happen. I think he's going to get how many snaps? At least 80% of the snaps.
Yeah.
So I think that's easy. I think that's the easy one to bounce on.
Yeah, Pacheco, he's a strong guy, man. Like, you could potentially got a 2 to 3 down back if, you know what I mean, you give him more burn like that. He's not one of those backs that shies away from the contact, you know what I mean? He runs, he might be a little smaller guy, but he runs very hard, you know what I mean? Yeah, he runs a very small, hard, you know what I mean? Those kind of guys are real sneaky. They're real tough to watch out for. They're real tough to plan for.
Well, I mean, I think it's just the fact that they look so quick, right? So you try to stand them up most of the time, and then he proves to be a lot stronger than you thought he was, right?
And he's coming at you. Like I said, he's not trying to go around you necessarily. I mean, you might do a little move, but he's thrilled for the contact.
I'm with it.
So yeah, that's in the words of Porky Pig, that's all, folks. We about to go and let y'all go and get these plays in. Make sure you spread the word about the bank statement. Spread us on your social medias. Follow us get us our Twitch following. We are on the road to become an affiliate. Slowly but surely, we are almost there, so your support is well needed. I appreciate you guys coming in, tapping in. Shout out to everybody that was here. My man DJ Kobe in here, which he probably done rolled out somewhere. I was gonna say raid us out somewhere, bro, but this is the bank statement. I'm Hef Banks. This is JR, and I will definitely see y'all again tomorrow.
We're talking about Green Bay losing.
Oh no, stop. Cut.